Good evening, everyone. Welcome to tonight's Muskogee Municipal Authority, June 23rd, 2025. First, if we could have Trustee Melody Cranford do our invocation.
Dear Heavenly Father, we come before you tonight asking you to bless our country and protect our citizens in the city of Muskogee, Lord God. We pray that you would give us your wisdom and your knowledge and your understanding, that we would be able to make right decisions that would continue to bless our community and to bless our city for years to come. In the name of Jesus we pray. Amen.
Amen. Now we'll do the flag salute. Attention, salute, pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Now the Oklahoma pledge. I salute the flag of the state of Oklahoma. Its symbols of peace unite all people. Thank you. Roll call, please.
Mayor Patrick Cale.
Here.
Deputy Mayor Derek Reed.
Here.
Jamie Stout. Here. Tracy Hoos.
Here.
Shirley Hilton Flannery.
Here.
Melody Cranford. Here. Dan Hall.
Here.
Tom Martindale.
Here.
Mike Brawley.
Here. Okay. Regular agenda, item number 1.
Consider approval of MMA minutes of April 28, 2025, and special called June 9, 2025, or take other necessary action.
Move for approval.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Roll call.
Mike Brawley.
Yes.
Tom Martindale.
Yes.
Dan Hall.
Yes.
Melody Cranford.
Yes.
Shirley Hilton Flannery.
Yes.
Tracy Hoos.
Yes.
Jamie Stout.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Derek Reed.
Yes.
Mayor Patrick Cale.
Yes. Item number 2, please.
Consider approval of MMA claims for the month ending May 31, 2025, or take other necessary action.
Mr. Francis.
Chair, members of the board, before you are the claims list from the MMA for the month ending May 31st, 2025. I'd be happy to answer any questions. The staff moves for approval. Recommends approval, excuse me.
Make a motion, we approve the claims.
I'll second it.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Roll call.
Mike Brawley.
Yes.
Tom Martindale.
Yes.
Dan Hall.
Yes.
Melody Cranford.
Yes.
Shirley Hilton Flannery.
Yes.
Tracy Hoos.
Yes.
Jamie Stout. Deputy Mayor Derek Reed.
Yes.
Mayor Patrick Cale.
Yes. Okay, this meeting is now adjourned. Next, we will now call to order our Muskogee Redevelopment Authority. Roll call, please.
Mayor Patrick Cale.
Here.
Deputy Mayor Derek Reed.
Here.
Jamie Stout.
Here.
Tracy Hoos.
Here.
Shirley Hilton Flannery.
Here.
Melody Cranford.
Here.
Dan Hall.
Here.
Tom Martindale.
Here.
Mike Brawley.
Here.
Okay, item number 1, please.
Consider approval of minutes of April 28, 2025, and special called June 9, 2025, or take other necessary action.
Move for approval. Second it.
We have a motion and a second. Roll call.
Mike Brawley.
Yes.
Tom Martindale.
Yes.
Dan Hall.
Yes.
Melanie Cranford.
Yes.
Shirley Hilton Flannery.
Yes.
Tracy Hoos.
Yes.
Jamie Stout.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Derek Reed.
Yes.
Mayor Patrick Cale.
Yes. Item passes. Number 2, please.
Consider approval of Muskogee Redevelopment Authority claims for the period of April 19, 2025 through June 13, 2025, or take other necessary action.
Mr. Francis.
Thank you, Chair, members of the board. These are the MRA claims for April 19th, 2025 through June 13th of 2025. I'd be happy to answer questions. Staff recommends approval.
I move for approval.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Roll call, please.
Mike Brawley.
Yes.
Tom Martindale.
Yes.
Dan Hall.
Yes.
Melody Cranford.
Yes.
Shirley Hilton Flannery.
Yes.
Tracy Hoos.
Yes.
Jamie Stout.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Derek Reed.
Yes.
Mayor Patrick Cale.
Yes. Item passes. We'll now adjourn that meeting, and we'll call to order tonight's Muskogee City Council. Roll call, please.
Mayor Patrick Cale.
Here.
Deputy Mayor Derek Reed.
Here.
Jamie Stout.
Here.
Tracy Hoos.
Here.
Shirley Hilton Flannery.
Here.
Melody Cranford.
Here.
Dan Hall.
Here.
Tom Martindale.
Here.
Mike Brawley.
Here.
Okay, items number 1 through 12 are on the consent agenda. Does anyone have any questions?
Approval.
Second.
Actually, Mayor, if I can, we need to move item number 10 to the regular agenda due to the wording that we had on the last agenda item. We need to include negotiate, authorizing the city manager to negotiate the contract as well as negotiating and approving.
Okay, we'll move that to the regular agenda and put it in front.
So, I'd like to change my motion to as amended.
Second.
Okay. As amended, roll call?
Mike Brawley.
Yes.
Tom Martindale.
Yes.
Dan Hall.
Yes.
Melody Cranford.
Yes.
Shirley Hilton Flannery.
Yes.
Tracy Hous.
Yes.
Jamie Stout.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Derek Reed.
Yes.
Mayor Patrick Kell.
Yes. Okay, we'll do item number 10.
Consider approval to authorize the city manager to execute a renewal agreement with Great Plains Consulting LLC to provide project construction inspection services on various OWRB and capital improvement projects as required by the loan agreement, or take other necessary action.
Mr. Stewart?
Yes, Mayor and Council, Great Plains has been doing our inspection services for quite a few years now, doing a very good job. You've seen a lot of their reports in the reports that you received. That used to be the manager's weekly report. Now our monthly report, a lot of that information comes from Great Plains. They're always out there on critical pours, on critical moments of projects. Some of our projects, OWRB especially, requires to have inspection services, so Great Plains provides this. They do a great job. It's at 13,670 a month. That's what I get for trying to read it without my glasses. But anyway, staff does recommend approval, and I'll answer any questions.
Move for approval?
Second it.
Again, this is the agenda item. We need to amend the motion to make sure that it says authorizing the city manager to negotiate and execute instead of just execute.
Approve as amended.
We have a motion
Yeah, I'd second it.
and a second? Okay. We have a motion and a second. Roll call, please.
Mike Brawley.
Yes.
Tom Martindale.
Yes.
Dan Hall.
Yes.
Melody Cranford.
Yes.
Shirley Hilton Flannery.
Yes.
Tracy Hous.
Yes.
Jamie Stout.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Derek Reed.
Yes.
Mayor Patrick Kell.
Yes, item passes. Number 13.
Receive report from Main Street Muskogee to discuss and present their annual report and take other necessary action.
Mr. Francis?
Thank you, Mayor. This evening, Courtney Graham, the Executive Director of Main Street Muskogee, is here to provide their annual report.
Good evening, Mayor and City Council members. As it was stated, I am Courtney Graham, the Executive Director of Main Street Muskogee, and it is my pleasure to present our annual report and share the progress we've made in the past year in our downtown district. So as you can see on the screen, this is our 2024-2025 Board of Directors. It is made up of a diverse and talented group of individuals committed to guiding our organization towards continued success. This year's board has a mix of experienced leaders and fresh perspectives. This right here is our transformation strategies. So on August 2nd of 2024, we adopted our first set of transformation strategies developed by Main Street America and the Oklahoma Main Street Center. These strategies were informed by a community survey with 263 survey takers and discussions with business owners, building owners, and City of Muskogee staff and leadership. Utilizing the feedback, this will help our organization for the next 3 to 5 years guide our strategies to revitalizing downtown. In the strategies, we found out that we needed a new vision statement to guide us. So as on the screen you can see, it's create a dense, vibrant, and vital downtown Muskogee by activating vacant and underutilized spaces to support local businesses while maintaining historic character and creating a welcoming environment for all residences. In the strategies, we have 2 strategies, and this is what all accredited Main Streets throughout the nation are going through right now. So our first is preservation and authenticity, and our second is placemaking. So these will be our 2 strategies that we focus on for the next 3 to 5 years. And under each strategy, we have 2 goals. So the first strategy is preserve downtown Muskogee's built environment, and the second goal is strengthen local entrepreneurship through the development of space and recruiting a variety of businesses. On strategy 2, our first goal is a comprehensive transportation infrastructure plan for downtown, and our second goal is activate and have fun in public spaces, developing an inclusive environment that brings people together. And those strategies will lead our 4-point approach. So our 4-point approach is basically our 4 community volunteer-led committees that we have. So economic vitality, design, promotion, and organization. And then that leads to our community transformation. So I'm going to go into a little bit about what each committee has been working on this past year. So our economic vitality committee has been working on our Muskogee Main Street Energy Project. This is with the assistance of the Oklahoma Main Street Center, the Department of Commerce, and OSU. So they have been working on 5 city buildings to do energy audits. And those would be City Hall that we're in right now, the Roxy Theater, Civic Center, Three Rivers Museum, and the Oklahoma Music Hall of Fame. This energy audit has no cost to our community, thanks to the assistance of those organizations, and we expect to have results this year. Our business incentive and renew and rebuild grant are currently closed, but we have had a successful go of this grant round. So our business incentive grant has had 5 recipients, which help expand or bring new businesses to our downtown. Our renew and rebuild grant is coming to a close at the end of this month with 12 recipients, and this is our newest grant. It is a grant that helps building owners with much needed repairs to their buildings, such as HVAC, fire suppression, electrical repairs, and more. These are some of the big ticket items that we found our building owners had issues actually getting completed. They were the big ticket cost. So we hope that this will help make a positive impact on our downtown community, and we've already seen some of the buildings actually be utilized. And then I want to thank our committee for helping to ensure that all the documents were in place before all of our applications moved to our board of directors for final approval. Our business workshops, so we had a window display and retail merchandising workshop earlier this spring, and we want to invite everybody out to these. Downtown commercial spaces, so on our website we actually are advertising open commercial spaces. This is free to any building owner in our service district. And Booms Trackers, so it stands for Building Opportunities on Main Street. So this is a free service that we get as a Main Street community. It's going to help us with our vacancy rates and helping to see what places need to be identified for future investment. So we are working on updating that manually with volunteer help. Here are some images of our energy audit projects with OSU students. So the left is at the Roxy and the right is actually in the basement of this building. Here's our window display and retail workshop. We had Carrie Barrick and Buffy Ski with the Oklahoma Main Street Center come out and lead this. And then after we went through the window display presentation, we went to the individual businesses and actually helped them with hands-on training for their retail merchandising. Our design committee is working on beautification projects. These include new plantings in our bump outs along Broadway from 2nd to 5th Street, as well as our annual planter project. We also have participated in the first round of the Oklahoma Main Street Incentive. This was awarded from the Department of Commerce with community support from Love Bottling, and all of the projects that I'll get into later will go to support the Broadway District Master Plan. Our business improvement or facade grant has come to a close. It has helped improve the facades of 8 buildings, and it is a grant that totaled $150,000, but it was a 50-50 reimbursement grant. So the total projects go above $300,000 invested into downtown. I also want to thank this design committee for helping with our applications as they moved onto our board of directors. Christmas lighting. So Christmas lighting is a very big deal for Main Street Muskogee, and I will go into some of the things that we did and added last year. And then the Broadway District Master Plan. So if you haven't seen this, for anyone in the audience, This plan is on Broadway from Main to 5th Street and includes streetscaping improvements, a new park at the Broadway Green, and 2 pedestrian alley projects on the north and south sides of Broadway. I am personally very excited about this project, especially with my background in urban design, so I was able to use these skills while we went through this project. So here you can see our volunteers. We work with the Muskogee County Master Gardeners, and this is our cleanup. So every fall we clean up the planters along Main and Broadway to get them ready for the new year. And here is us planting in spring. So it's a busy season. If anyone's gone and seen it, we have little plaques. We like to showcase the plants that we put downtown. This year's color scheme was red, orange, and yellow. We wanted to be bright and vibrant for everyone to see. On the right-hand side, this is our grouping day. So we go and get all of the plants ready for each container. It's very organized. Everything's labeled with numbers. And then we actually go out and plant these. Here you can see our bump out refresh project. So this was with the help of a grant that we received, and our landscaper that was selected was Woodco Lawn and Landscaping, which is local to Muskogee. We selected drought tolerant varieties in the Broadway bump outs, as there is no irrigation in these. So our downtown ambassador does hand water. In this one at 3rd and Broadway, you can actually see the before and after. And this one is at the mid-block crossing by Ruth Kelly Studios between 2nd and 3rd Street. And here's the before and after. So our Oklahoma Main Street incentive projects, we have 5 projects that are going to be completed by the end of 2025. These are a new mural at the Broadway Green, pedestrian crosswalk signals along Broadway, 15 new planting containers, bike racks, and trash receptacles. And some of the images that you can see are what some of the products that are going to be placed down here. A little bit about the pedestrian crosswalk signals. So this is going to feature Bulldog push buttons, which have a 2-tone audio activation, as well as LED lights, and can be activated with less than 2 pounds of force. We're very excited to be making our streets safer downtown. Our first location is going to be at 2nd and Broadway, and it's going to be 2 sets, as there is no stop sign along this crosswalk. We are also going to have one at the mid-block crossing near Square Deal, and then also another at the mid-block crossing at Broadway and State Street. Our Christmas lighting. So last year we relit the roof lines along Main Street and Broadway. We continued to light and wrap the 26 trees along Broadway. We also relit for the 2nd year the viaduct along Court Street. And then we also added for the very first time 4 10-foot custom lighted guitars downtown. So we placed these in different locations, and we're very excited to have them again this year. This is a little bit about our Broadway District Master Plan. For anyone that hasn't seen the plan, I encourage you to visit the Main Street Muskogee website where it's located. And you can see additional renderings from these that are shown today. This will focus on Main to 5th. It is a 10-phase plan with an estimated cost of $12.5 million. It is also going to be included in the July 8th vote for $2.5 million. Phase 2 includes the Broadway Green that you can see in that green square in the middle. It is where the former Hunt's department store was located and will feature a new and improved gathering space in downtown, while phases 9 and 10 concern the pedestrian alley improvement projects on the north and south side of Broadway. And then also the remaining phases will involve streetscaping projects that will make downtown Muskogee a better place to visit, shop, and spend time in. We are seeking remaining funding from outside sources and grants. We invite you to reach out to Main Street Muskogee if anyone has any questions related to the project. Promotions. So our promotion committee works to promote downtown as the center of community and a hub of economic activity. As you can see, we have a busy year of events. These range from special events such as Bonanza and the Christmas Parade to retail events like Weekend of Local and Small Business Saturday. We also focus on preparing our businesses for different seasons through initiatives like Love Your Downtown and our window display contest. This is our second year to have a special and retail events list. We provide these to different community events, retailers, and our restaurants downtown. Our Love Your Downtown, so we work with YBC, Hilldale's Nike Club, and our own volunteers to make this happen. This is an appreciation event that we do. So if you ever see hearts around in February, this is where it comes from. We just want to show our downtown some love. Our Azalea Festival window display contest. So we help out by making sure our downtown's ready for one of our biggest festivals that happens by working with whatever theme is going on that year. So here are some of the businesses. We also have a contest, first, second, third place winners, and we do a People's Choice where we let the public vote. Street Eats on Broadway. So this is our third year having this event. It's at the lunch hour. We feature live musicians and a rotating food truck. Weekend of Local is a statewide campaign where we encourage Oklahomans to shop and dine locally that weekend. So this year it is going to be, actually last year it was July 12th through the 14th, and we had 18 Muskogee businesses participate with support for the event coming up. So we are very excited. It's going to be July 11th through the 13th this year. Our Downtown Business Awards, this is our opportunity to say thank you and that we are seeing all the hard work that our downtown businesses and building owners are putting in, and then also thanking our own volunteers with our organization. So we want to make sure that we're hitting all of these points, and we do look all year long and make sure that we are really celebrating all the changes that we have down here. Bonanza. So this is one of our largest events. We had over 8,000 attendees last year. We closed down Main Street in Elgin, and we hope to have an even spookier time this year. We work with Neighbors Building Neighborhoods to put this on. It features live music, free trick-or-treating, food trucks, and a carnival costume contest, the whole thing. So we invite everyone to come and visit that. This year's is going to be October 25th. Small Business Saturday is an annual event nationwide created to encourage consumers to shop locally in person and online at small businesses. So this is another one of those retail events that we put on. This year it's going to be November 29th. We also have our Christmas window display contest. So with this, since our organization does put on the Christmas parade, we theme it with the current theme or just general Christmas. It's another fun event. As you can see, last year's was Christmas in Toyland, so everyone got creative with their different designs. And then our Downtown Christmas Parade. So last year's parade was December 16th, and it was a huge success. We saw over 6,000 people there. It was Christmas in Toyland, and our Grand Marshals were fostering hope in the Moreau Indian Children's Home, and we were able to give back. We started our giving tree last year, and we were able to collect donations for toys and goods that these organizations needed to provide to the children. This year's parade is December 15th, and we will announce the theme on July 25th, which is Christmas in July. This committee also helps put out our shopping and dining rack card. So this is our summer and fall 2025 rack card, where we feature our different shopping, dining, and nightlife options that we have downtown. Our organization committee, they help out with our partnership development, volunteer and leadership development, board trainings, and also state and national trainings. We are gearing up for National Main Streets Conference. So it's going to be held in Tulsa next April, so we're very excited for that. We are hoping to showcase our wonderful community in one of the mobile workshops that are available to show what we have to offer to the nation. Our organization committee puts out our 4-point approach rack card. So this tells a little bit about our 4-point approach and just promoting our own organization. We also updated the official community signage. So there were 2 signs on Highway 69 right as you enter into town. On the left side, you can see the old logo, and it has very tiny fonts. So we're very excited for the new vibrant signs with the new updated logo and a big, bold Muskogee on it. We also feature in our organization committee, we like to go to different communities to learn from them. So last summer, we actually visited Tahlequah, where we learned from their Main Street Association some of the best practices that they do. And then we also like to bring speakers into our community as well. The man in the picture, he is the Rose District Coordinator for downtown Broken Arrow, and we actually learned 7 different kind of takeaways from this. We learned that their streetscape development came before all other downtown investments. Their branding and marketing are vital. Their city has a unified vision for downtown improvements. Their landlords actually offered reduced rent as an incentive to attract businesses, and now they actually have a waiting list to get into their properties. They have a big focus on maintaining historic buildings in downtown areas as a crucial way of attracting visitors. They really lean heavily on their code enforcement in their downtown district, and then also they have an active social media. And then we also like to go on tours with larger groups. So we actually visited, it was last month, Main Street Zapalpa with some of our community partners to learn about their Re-Dewey streetscaping project along Dewey Avenue in their downtown. We're wanting to learn best practices from communities similar to Muskogee before we go on our streetscaping downtown master plan. And then also, for the very first time since 2008, since our organization became a Main Street community, we have reached national accreditation. So this is a very big thing in the Main Street world, and it is a huge milestone for Muskogee. This spring, we represented our community at the state capitol and received a reinvestment milestone award for $45 million reinvested into our downtown since 2008. And then we also hosted a state training this month, actually, with all 50 Oklahoma Main Street communities at the Civic Center. These communities come from as far away as Guyman to closer neighbors like Tahlequah. We heard many praises about our community, and many expressed returning. And then here we have our 2024 reinvestment report. In 2024, we saw over $2 million in private reinvestment in our downtown. We logged, with our own organization, 2,278 volunteer hours. There were 7 completed building rehabs, and there were 5 new businesses opened in our downtown corridor. This is our 3rd year offering the Downtown Ambassador service to our community. Thanks to our fundraising efforts, we can continue this program. And in 2024, our Downtown Ambassador collected over 57,000 pounds of trash and debris, used over 40,000 gallons of water to hand water downtown plants, and served as a friendly resource to visitors seeking information. And then our next steps are clear, and we are ready to focus on our strategies for the next 3 to 5 years. I would like to thank Council for their continued support. Your collaboration and support are critical to our success downtown. And we are excited about the future and look forward to working together to create a thriving Muskogee. And I'm happy to answer any questions you have. And if anybody out there in the public would like to reach out to me, here's my business card. Any questions?
Good job.
Thank you.
Good job.
A lot of hard work. I want to thank you all of our volunteers. Thank you.
Item number 14, please.
Receive report, discuss, and consider approval to accept the fiscal year 2022-2023 audit performed by Hood and Associates, or take other necessary action.
Hello. My name is Violet Kirkendall, and I'm the audit partner with Hood and Associates. And I think you all should have received electronic copies of the audit report previous to tonight. So I'm hoping so, because I didn't bring extra copies. So, I'm going to go through the report, and I'm going to highlight some of the areas and try to not spend a lot of time going page by page. This is 100 pages, so hopefully, if you have any questions, you have those jotted down. First of all, I want to say our independent auditor's report, this is the audit for your fiscal year ended June 30th, 2023. It was conducted in accordance with government auditing standards, and then in our opinion, your financial statements are presented fairly in all material respects as of that date. So then I'm going to go over the government-wide financial statement. If I can get over there easily. I apologize. I had my copy and I ran off and left it. So at least you had to make a copy for me. So on the first set of financial statements, this includes three different types of financial statements. We have the government-wide, we have the fund statements, and then we have the enterprise fund, proprietary fund statements. So the government-wide takes all of those and puts it in one big picture. So I'm going to just go over the totals for that rather than going into the individual statements. So total assets for the city government-wide for governmental activities, which is all the city and all the city funds, and then business-type activities is the municipal authority or the public works authority and all the other enterprise funds. So we had total assets at June 30th, 2023 was $401,352,000. We had some liabilities, $152,563 million. And then that brings you to a net position as of June 30th was $255,674,000. And of that, it sounds like a lot of money that's available for operations coming up in subsequent years, but $97 million of that was to do with capital assets being depreciated. So that's a net book value of those. And then we had restricted monies and special funds and allocated monies of $17,526,000. So monies that were in operations and unrestricted for subsequent years was $140,159,000. So the next financial statement is kind of an income statement for governmental type activities, and it kind of is a backwards approach to presentation. So for total primary government, which again is the governmental and proprietary funds, we had total expenditures $73,175,000. We had charges for services which are directly related to the departments of $38,522,000. We had some operating grants of $8,968,000 and some capital grants of $2,863,000. Then we had general revenues where we bring in all the taxes collected and investment income, and that amount totaled $44,454,000 to make a total change in net position for the fiscal year 23 for all government-wide funds of $21,633,000. So then we're going to go basically to the back of the report where we have another audit report that it shows what we do as part of our reporting. We look at internal controls over assets of the government and for receipts, disbursements, fixed assets, inventories, those kind of things, and we do testing on those. And so report on internal control over financial reporting is that we considered internal control, and we had a limited scope. Of course, we do a random selection. We don't go and test every item, but we had a couple of findings on that, which we'll talk about coming up. And then we had report on compliance with laws and regulations, and had a couple of things to disclose to you as those on findings as well. So we're going to go to the next report that we have is a report over the compliance for each major federal program and internal controls and compliance on those. And basically we didn't have any findings to report on that other than some that are kind of included in the process of the financial statement findings. So I'm going to go over to those direct findings, and first we're going to do the summary of auditors' results, and the type of audit report that was issued over the financial statements in accordance with generally accepted accounting principles and internal controls over financial reporting was unmodified, meaning that's a good report. You know, being we didn't find any, we felt like your financial statements were materially stated correctly, like I mentioned. There were no material weaknesses identified, and there were no significant deficiencies identified. There was not any non-compliance material to the financial statements noted. So the findings that we have are not material, but they're findings that had to be noted to be in accordance with government auditing standards. Federal awards, the internal controls over major federal programs, there was no material weaknesses or significant deficiencies identified as well. Type of auditor's report issued on the compliance for major federal programs was unmodified. We had two programs that were identified for major. Out of all the federal programs, we have to look and see if they go over the $750,000 in total federal expenditures, and then we have to go through a lot of calculations to determine which ones are type A, type B. So of course, the ARPA grant, there was a lot of money that came through on that one, and then the Emergency Management Performance Grant. And then on the schedule of audit findings that are required to be reported with government auditing standards is that the finding number one is, again, something that was there previous year, of course, because we've had some kind of a delay in reporting, so that it's not being able to be corrected timely. The city management is responsible for ensuring the accurate and completeness of financial statements and related information. And the condition was that the city was unable to produce financial statements for the year June 30th, 2023 in accordance with GAAP in a timely manner. In addition, the city did not effectively monitor and ensure proper implementation of the internal controls. The cause and effect is that, of course, you didn't meet the requirements for the filing. And so the recommendation is the city should evaluate options on being able to meet those requirements. A lot of the problem with that it is actually accounting. There's a lot of funds to account, and you have an outside CPA that helps do that. But it just takes a lot of time and communication getting that done. But once you got it done, and we got to a certain point, we had some component units that were very delayed in getting their reports that are included in this audit. So that's kind of affecting you all, and you can't complete earlier because you have to have that information included. The finding number two is controls over operational activities for the Civic Center, and this is all over internal controls. Back in fiscal year 23, the city's management is responsible for ensuring the accurate and completeness of internal controls over all financial activities of city departments and functions. The condition was that the city was unable to provide supporting documentation for all revenues received in relation to the Civic Center revenues generated from event rental facilities and event concession or bar sales. Without proper records of the rental for the events and sales that occurred at the events for concession and bar, because there was no ticket sales, there was no way to come to the fact of what revenues came through the concession and sales, or even the rental activity. There wasn't a calendar that says it was rented or used, so there was nothing available for us to determine what dollar amount we're talking about. So the recommendation is that management should develop controls over the Civic Center activities that are received and reported to management on a timely basis for proper accountability. And the response was that you've already basically done that. You've turned all the operations over to the city to where it's going through you all as a board. You're seeing all the activities. So that's a finding that took place. You've got it resolved and hopefully won't have the issue going forward. Compliance findings, filing with the state auditor and inspector for the state of Oklahoma. We have to do, the audit is supposed to be filed within 180 days from fiscal year end. And the internal controls is that we didn't have the controls to make sure that happened timely. But again, that's part of the process of trying to get caught up, trying to get the audits caught. We're still working on fiscal year 24, and so, I haven't even came on site to work on that yet. So that's just something that we got to kind of work out the process on trying to get it timely filed. Filing of the data collection form with the Federal Audit Clearinghouse. When you have a single audit, you have to do it with the clearinghouse, and that has to be within 30 days of filing the audit report or 9 months after the fiscal year. So, of course, for June 30th, 2024, we're past that deadline too. So there were no findings on uniform guidance, which is a single audit. We had no internal controls, and then the findings, of course, were related to the late submission to the state clearinghouse. the last part of the finding schedules are related to prior year, and basically a lot of those are repetitive because we've had the same issue happen. I think the newest one, and the only extra one that you have that you didn't have last year was the Civic Center issue, so. Does anybody have any questions?
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, do we have could I have a motion to consider approval of this audit?
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Roll call.
Mike Brawley,
Yes.
Tom Martindale.
Yes.
Dan Hall,
Yes.
Melody Cranford.
Yes.
Shirley Hilton Flannery.
Yes.
Tracy Hous.
Yes.
Jamie Stout.
No.
Deputy Mayor Derek Reed.
Yes.
Mayor Patrick Kell.
Yes. Item passes. Number 15, please.
Receive, report, and consider approval of a cooperative agreement between the City of Muskogee and Muskogee County Transit, a public trust, to assist in providing public transportation within the city limits of the City of Muskogee or take other necessary action.
Ms. Bodenhammer?
Thank you. Ms. Haley Fricks is here to give us a report on the Muskogee County Transit Authority, and we also have the approval of the agreement tonight on the agenda.
Thank you. Thank you, City Manager, Mayor, and Council for having me tonight. I appreciate the time to speak. My presentation will be shorter than all the other ones we've heard, so we will get started. So you guys know who we are. We're Muskogee County Transit. We are a public trust authority. We are tasked with providing transportation to the citizens of Muskogee County. So where we help the citizens of the city, we also help the citizens of the entire county. So we get funded by, obviously, the City of Muskogee, the County of Muskogee, ODOT, and FTA. We also have been applying for different grants, so we're looking at other ways to generate those revenues without having to go up in our prices as much as some of the other transportation services have had to do around the state. So we're really hoping to limit that. This is our board of directors. We're missing two members, Mary Hicks and Jeff Smith, in this picture, but all of our board has been appointed by you all or by the county commissioners, so they have been amazing. Mike Jackson specifically has been on our board since Muskogee County Transit was created. So it's really cool that we have so much historical knowledge, and then we have so many new members like Linda Ingram. She was appointed last year by the city council, so it's just really amazing the different span that we have on our board. We're really proud of that. And we also have 26 employees, and one of our employees is here today, Mr. Ivory Van. So we are excited that he has joined our team, and he is a driver for us. We do tons of services. So as last year, I spoke about ones that are not currently highlighted. So this year, I'm going to talk about the ones that are bolded. So our city routes, curb to curb, work release program with the Eddie Warrior Correctional Facility, St. Francis Ride Program, EODD, and our nonprofit rides. So I'll start at the bottom. Nonprofit rides, we have been working with a lot of the nonprofits in Muskogee to help facilitate the people who need their services to have a way to get to the services. There's a huge need in Muskogee for transportation to things like Kelly B. Todd. Kelly B. Todd is about to wrap a bus for us, so we will have a Kelly B. Todd advertisement around one of our buses to try to spread the word about what Kelly B. Todd does. But we also work with Kids Space, we work with WISH, we work with lots of different nonprofits to try to get clients to those services. EODD, that is a grant that we have where we have sponsored rides that we can give to people 60 and older. We have given thousands of rides to 600 people through EODD just since January. So this is a new program that we started. We used to just use this program for getting people to the health services that they have, the food and nutrition services. Now we're taking them everywhere. So we're able to take women to the beauty shop. We're able to take, men to have dinner with their kid or whatever they need to do. So social services as well. And then we are working heavily with St. Francis. We are very excited about what is to come with Muskogee County Transit and St. Francis. They have a need for helping their patients with discharge, especially through the ER. And then we have a need of wanting to expand our services. So one thing that Muskogee County Transit does not do is we do not have any services past 6 p.m. So what we're going to do is pilot our program of pass services with St. Francis. So we are going to work with helping with discharges after 6 p.m. See how that goes, and then maybe expand that to the greater city. And hopefully next year, I'll be here telling you that we have services outside of 6 p.m. because that is something I really want to happen. And then we have our work release program with Eddie Warrior Correctional Facility, which has been really amazing. We have worked with Eddie Warrior also for Main Street, and just getting these women in the community has been really amazing. And it kind of all started with our ability to get them to work and get them in the community and almost trusted by the community. And now hopefully once they are released, they are able to thrive and still know about our services. These women pay for their services through the jobs that they have in our town. So it's a really cool program. And then our curb to curb, think Uber, but not as like instant as Uber is. We love to have a 3 days notice, but we try our best if we have that less than 24 hours notice to get people where they need to go, because we understand that you need to go places. And then our city routes are the routes that you guys sponsor we charge for them, but you guys give us the money to help do that, that go around 9 to 5 every day. And here is that. This is our fixed route schedule. I want to highlight something of one of our routes, the route that goes to the library. I believe that it is our northwest route. No, it is not. So it's our south. Okay, it's that route. We are so excited that starting on July 1st, we are doing a summer reading program with the library. So if you get off at our library stop or get on at our library stop and you have gone into the library and checked out a book or a game, or they have so many different things that you can check out. We have created our own bookmark. And so you get the bookmark, you get it stamped, and you get to ride for free. So one of our board members and a private citizen are sponsoring these rides to hopefully help get more people to go to the library and also use our services throughout the summer, because we just want to help people, and especially kids. If they're over 16, they can ride on our transportation without an adult, but if they're under 16, then the parent has to come, but the parent can also check out that bookmark. So you could take your child to the library. So that is something that we're really excited about. We also have fun things planned for the summer with the library and helping people get there that just aren't quite ready to be told about yet. So these are our trip stats, and our total trips that we took this year are over 20,000. We went over 150,000 miles. And then on the screen you can see our age demographics breakdown. So you are able to see that a lot clearer than I can see from where I'm standing right now. But I think a lot of times the misconception with Muskogee County Transit is that we're only for older people. And that is not true. As you can see, we do want to grow our younger demographic, but we are serving every population of people. So that is really exciting. And how we got those demographics this year, which we haven't been able to kind of get in the past, is through the new software that I reported on last year, EcoLane, which was a grant from the foundation, and we were able to implement fully that software last year, and we've been using it for a year. So we're really able to get into more data-driven things now. These are just some snapshots from our website, just talking about how much things cost. Our curb to curb is $4 per boarding. Our county demand is $2 round trip. Cherokee Nation, that is 50 cents each way. So if you're a Cherokee Nation citizen and the ride originates in Cherokee Nation, we are able to offer that. And we can take you anywhere in Cherokee Nation for that amount. And then Sooner Ride, if you have Sooner Care, Humana, any of those types of insurances, we work with the mode of care to provide Sooner Rides. And we are continuing to grow. So EcoLane has officially been a year. As I stand here today, we launched it a year ago from when I gave the presentation last time. So it's really exciting how much we've been able to accomplish with EcoLane. Taking more trips is definitely one of them. Before, it was almost impossible to take a trip before the 3-day window. Now with our new software, we can get you in if we have the driver capability. We're able to see that. We're able to communicate with our drivers through a tablet now, and it is just so much more efficient and effective. And we are helping other transits in the state produce the same technology. And then we're just out bringing more awareness to Muskogee County Transit all the time. We get people that still don't know what we do, and so we see the need to make sure that we stay engaged in the community and let people know what we do. and working with new partnerships like the library. So we're really excited for what's to come and how we can continue to grow. And if you have any questions, I would love to take them.
Thank you for your enthusiasm. Yeah, great job. I know we appreciate you guys.
Thank
Yes,
you.
we do.
Thank you so
It's
much.
wonderful.
Thank you.
And with that,
We've got somebody signed up to speak.
we
Mr. Ivory Van?
Good evening. Before I get started, I'd like to say one thing before I start about talking. Well, you can already get the clock on me. Never mind. Ivory Van, and I work for the Muskogee County Treasurer, County Transit, and I'm a transit driver. And I've been working for them now for about, I'm going on 3 months. And I'm speaking on behalf of the employees. I work with some great people. I mean, when I say Christian people, they care about people they pick up and ride the buses. They really do. Because you'll be surprised, there's so many people that don't have the money to get, to ride the bus. And so the transit has ways. We have a beneficial fund where if you can't have money, you can tell the driver you don't have it, and so I'll go back to the shop and get the money, or I'll pay for it myself. So what I do for the Muskogee Transit, I drive the Cherokee Nation bus. And Cherokee Nation bus, I start at 6 o'clock in the morning, and I get back to the Muskogee Transit. I go all the way to Tahlequah. That's my route. I go to Three Rivers. I go to Tahlequah, to the complex, Job Corps, and Child Welfare. That's my route. And then I come back to Muskogee, and that's at 9 o'clock. And the rest of the day, I have time to spend with my family, do what I want to do, cut grass. And then at 3 o'clock, I do the same routine, and that's why I just got here just a while ago. So, I like my job. And another thing I like is Muskogee Transit, the people, like I said, my boss, Ms. Tish, and like I said, Haley, and all of them, Stacy, and Matt, and different people I've met there. And it's kind of like, like I was telling you, like just this day, there was some people got on my bus, they didn't have 50 cents. So they didn't have 50 cents, I paid for that ride. It's kind of like when I was up here on this council. Only 2 people up here knew what I did here, and I'm not going to say what I did. It's Tammy and Roy. What I did for the citizens of Muskogee. I kept it a secret, because I didn't want nobody to know. But like I said, I enjoy working for the Muskogee Transit. Every first of the month, one time a month, we have a dinner. You know I like to eat. Everybody brings something from home, and we have a nice, lunch. And that's one thing we do. And like I said, just past last week, Juneteenth, Ms. Tish got with a gentleman at the Cherokee Nation, and we took people to Juneteenth from Cherokee, Three Rivers, to Tahlequah so they could enjoy Juneteenth. And I just want to thank her and thank the Cherokee Nation for allowing us to do that, because the people was on the bus and they went with us. And we had a great time. And so, like I said, I'm trying to think of something else. But like I said, it just, I just say God put me in this position to drive that bus. Because when I get behind that wheel, I have those people's lives in my hand. Just Friday, I just got off the bridge, put the bus up, and I had to come in that loop to go out here to go to a meeting. And it was a big wreck. I just crossed the bridge. Just crossed it. That could have been me in that wreck. But God watched over me. And every time I get in that bus, I pray from Him to watch over me to go from Muskogee to Tahlequah, Oklahoma, and from Tahlequah, Oklahoma, back safely. And so far, He has. And like I said, speaking for all the employees out there, like I said, they're a great bunch of people, and we care about each other. And I've met a lot of new friends. And even in the Cherokee, I know people. Over in Tahlequah, when I go in these Job Corps complexes, I know the people. They know I'm coming. And I talk to them every single day. We talked about the game today, and thank God the Oklahoma City Thunder won. So I just like to thank Haley. She made a very nice presentation. Very nice presentation. But I tell you, I invite each one. When I was on the council with me and Mr. Miller, we rode with the bus route. I invite every councilman, city manager, mayor, come ride with the transit. I went to the board meetings for the transit. Mr. Jackson, Mike Jackson was up on there to say been on the transit a long time. He took the ride with one of the bus route. But y'all need to go on the bus route, and y'all definitely need to go on that demand route. That's where you get go all over the city and pick up people, and you meet all types of people. And one more thing I'm gonna say, when I got trained, I had to take defensive driving, I had to take CPR, and I had to take wheelchair training. So it's a lot more than just going out there driving this bus. But I've been blessed anyway. I have a CDL license before I went there. So I just I've been blessed in life. So I just like to say tonight that I'm glad to be here, and I know y'all gonna vote and do the right thing. I know y'all are. I know y'all are. So I'm gonna take my seat, but thank you again, Mayor and Council, for everything y'all do too.
Thank you, Ivory. Thank you, Ivory. I'd like to do that talent ball route.
With that, I move for approval.
I second it.
We have a motion and a second. Roll call, please.
Mike Brawley?
Yes.
Tom Martindale?
Yes.
Dan Hall?
Yes.
Melody Cranford?
Yes.
Shirley Hilton Flannery?
Yes.
Tracy Hous?
Yes.
Jamie Stout?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Derek Reed?
Yes.
Mayor Patrick Kale?
Yes. Item passes. Number 16,
Discuss the upcoming July 4th holiday and permissible fireworks activities, as well as prohibited activities and safety issues concerning our citizens and police fire personnel, or take other necessary action.
Mr. Deputy Mayor and Miss Melanie Cranford, Counselor.
I guess I'll start off and then I'll pass it to Councilor Cranford. Last year, we had a successful 4th of July. We were facing prohibiting the popping of fireworks in private residences and so forth, and so we came forth with some kind of safety rules that were implemented in our community, and it turned out good, and so we're back again this year to reiterate those rules for popping firecrackers. They're not used as weapons. They're not used to chase people up and down the street and shoot them at each other. They're not used to shoot them at people's property and homes, and so that's what this recommendation is that we're bringing back on today. We think it's a right that everyone has to be able to celebrate the 4th of July, and if you have family over, to be able to enjoy your family and pop firecrackers. And so in order to keep this going, we have to do it in a safe manner. And so with that being said, I yield the floor at this time to Councilor Cranford.
Good afternoon. I think that just to reiterate what Deputy Mayor has already said, we want to make sure that these young people specifically are aware of the fact that they cannot pop these fireworks in designated spaces. You are not allowed to discharge fireworks at any person or a person's property. You are also not allowed to fire these fireworks within 500 feet of any church, hospital, public school, or area where flammable fuels are found. We had lots of incidences of young people in our parks and firing those fireworks, and there's also a specific day to do that. And even though you can purchase them now, you cannot fire them now. You will be fined, and those fireworks will be confiscated. Last summer, we did that. And I think that we have to be vigilant and work with our fire department and our police department to make sure that we are making sure that our young people know what they are required to do with the fireworks and that they do that. Also, with those that are selling fireworks, to make sure that they know that at a certain age, they're not supposed to be selling those fireworks to these young people. And we will be supporting our police department as they find those fireworks, confiscate them. Young people were fined, they had to go to court, and a lot of people said we shouldn't have done that, but I think that we need to learn responsibility, and we need to make sure that we keep our citizens safe. And so again, this is just a reminder before because they're already out and they're purchasing them, and I heard a few last night, and I want to make the reminder that we are not supposed to do that. They are supposed to be popped 4th of July, not now, and not the 6th of July, and not in August, only that one day. And so we want to make sure that our families know that and that we are being responsible. That's all I have.
Thank you, Counselor. Any comments or questions?
We want to give special thanks to Chief Teehee and his staff. We want to make sure that our officers are safe as well. That could sometimes be a dangerous thing to meet a mob of young people and people who know better, older people who know better, and shooting them at you guys. So we thank you guys for being patient with the community, and we encourage you to implement the fines where needed in our community.
Yeah, I'll comment. Can I speak?
Yes, sir.
First of all, like what we've heard last year, I hope was a new precedent. I know it was very important. I talked to my group this morning in our staff meeting that it was very important having Ms. Cranford on the streets. So we would encourage her to find someone to ride with again this year and have spots for all city council if they would like to be a part of that. And I think we talked about, I think the reason it worked is, one, you had a lot to do with that. The other is that we really made a big push social media-wise and throughout any avenues that we could, letting them know that this is a trial run. And I think the importance about this year is to let them know this is still a trial run. I still am very apprehensive about it, but I trust because of what happened last year that we will go into this again, invite, like I said, all of you all to come out, and we have officers that you're more happy to ride with if you'd like to. So just the main thing is, again, just I think the social media, the really emphasizing what we can and can't do and letting them know that, once again, this is a trial. It's a year-to-year basis. And hopefully it continues.
Any questions for the chief?
And we did confiscate some, about an hour ago? So we will be taking them, and they can tell their mamas and daddies, and we'll say, absolutely, we did. So we've already started collecting them up, so.
So if we want to ride in if we want to go out with one of the policemen that night and ride in their police car?
Absolutely.
The streets might be safer if I rode with the policeman.
All different reasons, for different reasons.
Thank you, Chief.
Thank you.
I guess no action needed. Thank you, Councilor Cranford. Thank you, Deputy Mayor. 17, please.
Consider approval of the lowest and/or best bids for road materials from Glover and Associates Incorporated, Cooks Consulting LLC, and APAC Central DBA Arcola for fiscal year 2025-2026, or take other necessary action.
Mr. Stewart?
Yes, Mayor and Council, this is for our road material that we use throughout the year for road repair. This is actually the material the street department uses. This is not for a contractor. This is not to hire a contractor. This is simply to purchase road material. And I will remind council that if we do get material in and we don't think it's acceptable, we can test it. These specs are put out by ODOT. So we do have specifications for each material we get, which we can give to the lab and have it tested. And by the way, we have done that in the past if we felt like it was not appropriate material. So we do recommend approval as presented, and I'll answer any questions.
Any questions?
Move for approval.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Roll call, please.
Mike Brawley?
Yes.
Tom Martindale?
Yes.
Dan Hall?
No.
Melody Cranford?
Yes.
Shirley Hilton Flannery?
Yes.
Tracy Hous?
Yes.
Jamie Stout?
No.
Deputy Mayor Derek Reed?
Yes.
Mayor Patrick Kell?
Yes. Item passes. Number 18, please.
Consider approval of an honorary street name request from Lawrence Bradley designating North 3rd Street as Lewis Peabody Bradley Drive from Muskogee Avenue to Elgin Street in front of the police department, or take other necessary action.
Mr. Stewart?
Yes, before I get started, I would like to point out that the agenda item has a wrong street name on it. It should be South 3rd, not North 3rd. I want to make sure that is corrected. And again, this is an honorary street marker, and it would go from Old Muskogee Avenue to Elgin Street. This application was given to us by Lawrence Bradley, and Lawrence Bradley is here along with Stephen Wiley, and I think they'd like to address this item.
Welcome. Could you just state your names and that's it?
I'm Dr. Stephen Wiley.
Thank you.
I'm Lawrence Bradley,
Thank you.
better known as Larry.
Thank you, gentlemen. Yes.
Oh, we have the floor. Okay.
You have the floor.
Well, as I said, I'm Dr. Stephen Wiley. I pastor Praise Center Family Church here in Muskogee, and until December of 23, I was dean of the ministry school at Bacon College. So as a sidebar, I want you to know, please continue to pray that we restore this historic college in Muskogee. We're working on that. But not long ago, the city of Muskogee dedicated the Bass Reeves Memorial. And we know he was the inspiration for Hollywood's version of the Lone Ranger. We talk about that in history. And but there was another legendary lawman in contemporary times who some of you may or may not know was the inspiration of Hollywood's Kojak TV show. And that came from Muscogee's own Lewis Peabody Bradley. And those of you that may not have known Mr. Bradley, the family is very influential for many years in the city of Muskogee. There was Bradley's grocery store, they had the city cab service, they had a car wash and various other businesses in the city of Muskogee. And Mr. Bradley came along during the civil rights era where we had community policing because we had white officers patrolling the white community, black officers in the black community. And Mr. Bradley, many of us just call him Peabody, was feared and respected by the good guys and the gangsters, the humble and the hostile, the Christians and the criminals. Everybody knew Peabody Bradley. He was renowned and respected, very influential in the community. And just as when I saw the Bass Reeves Memorial go up, I said, you know, we have another gentleman that was equally as renowned, and that's Lewis Peabody Bradley. And his son Larry and many members of the family are here today in response to, come before you to make this request. And before I turn it over to Mr. Bradley, if he has something to share, I remember as a kid growing up in Muskogee from Dunbar Elementary School, walking home from school, and Peabody pulled up on us. He got out of his car. Young man, you need to tuck your shirt in. See, unlike today, guys sagging and shirts out. He said, you need to put your shirt in. Oh, yeah, Mr. Bradley. And he said, you don't have a belt. Young man, meet me here tomorrow. I'll give you a belt. And some of you young men need a haircut. Go down to such and such. I'll make sure you get a haircut. And so 60s, 70s, and 80s, when it came to law enforcement in the city, and especially in the black community, everybody knew, honored, and respected. So we make a request to the city council to rename, which is the street that was mentioned. It goes alongside in front of the police station. We want to rename that for Mr. Lewis Peabody Bradley.
Thank you. Good afternoon, and thank you so much for allowing us to come before you today. I remember back in 1958 is when Dad applied for the police department, and they hired him. He was a patrolman for a couple of years. One night, he found that a home had been broken into, and by 1:30 that night, he had already had the goods here at the police station. They said, well, how did you know? How did you understand who did that? He said, I know the city. I just didn't know who did it. But I found out by the people I know. They're the ones that told me. So community was very important to my dad. He knew that you were the support of our community. I can understand in today's times when there are many, many people that don't understand or appreciate the duties of law enforcement. It's a tough job. It's a very tough job. But you must respect it. As I respect you, you respect me. That was the motto my dad had. Show respect, get respect. The belt that he gave him came off my pants. I was one of 11 kids. So he didn't have any spare money. But he raised, and I got most of them back here today, as you can see. There's still 9 of us living. And I just want to say that I really appreciate your consideration for honoring my father. Thank you.
All right.
So I want to point out to council that this is an honorary street marker, not permanent. And again, it is on South 3rd from Muskogee to Elgin, and I do believe Deputy Mayor Reed has something to say too.
Thank you, and I'd like to thank the Bradley family for coming out, and I would ask that they would stand at this time, the relatives of the Bradleys and those who are here in support. I've often stated on occasions like this, legacy is what lives when we leave this earth. Mr. Bradley's been gone a long time, but as you see tonight, his story and the works that he did in Muskogee are very much alive. Now, I'm too young to know anything about running from Mr. Bradley, but listening to my uncles and everything, if Mr. Bradley was after you, you was in trouble and you was going to get caught. I had the privilege of knowing what Service Cab Company was, and so a great legacy in our community, and it is an honor that we recognize him on tonight. Before I make my motion, I also want to recognize another gentleman who's in the audience on tonight, consent agenda item number 3. Consent agenda item, which one is it? Yeah, it's 3. Consent agenda item number 3, Mr. Lawrence Thompson. He's also in the audience, and he's on this agenda as well. Mr. Thompson, will you stand? Another great hero in our community that we will be honoring with the honorary street sign, and we just want to say hats off to you, my favorite deacon, and we will be honoring him also on July the 3rd. But with the agenda item before us, thank you, Mr. Thompson. With the agenda item before us, I would like to make a motion that we approve this honorary street name change to Mr. Lewis Peabody Bradley Drive for South 3rd Street from Muskogee to Elgin, and that is my motion that this item be approved.
And Deputy Mayor, we will need to do that motion as presented versus as it's worded in the agenda because of the street name correction.
What Katrina said.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Roll call, please.
Mike Brawley.
Yes.
Tom Martindale.
Yes.
Dan Hall.
Yes.
Melody Cranford.
Yes.
Shirley Hilton Flannery.
Yes.
Tracy Hoos.
Yes.
Jamie Stout.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Derek Reed.
Yes.
Mayor Patrick Cale.
Yes. Item passes. 19, please. Well deserved.
Consider approval of a memorandum of understanding between the American Federation of State, County, and Municipal Employees, Local Number 2465, and the City of Muskogee to continue the current collective bargaining agreement for the fiscal year ending June 30, 2025, until a new CBA is approved or take other necessary action.
Mr. Francis?
Thank you, Mayor. Council, this item, along with item 20 and 21, allows us to continue operating under the current fiscal year contract that is set to expire June 30th of 2025. This MOU is going to allow us to extend that date until the time that we can finalize negotiations and finalize a new fiscal year contract. I'd answer questions, but staff recommends approval.
Make a motion. Are we just, is that just for 19 or you do them all together?
It's just 18.
19. I move for approval.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Roll call, please.
Mike Brawley.
Yes.
Tom Martindale.
Yes.
Dan Hall.
Yes.
Melody Cranford.
Yes.
Shirley Hilton Flannery.
Yes.
Tracy Hoos.
Yes.
Jamie Stout.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Derek Reed.
Yes.
Mayor Patrick Cale.
Yes. Item passes. Number 20, please.
Consider approval of a memorandum of understanding between the Fraternal Order of Police, Lodge Number 95, and the City of Muskogee to continue the current collective bargaining agreement for the fiscal year ending June 30, 2025, until a new CBA is approved or take other necessary action.
Mr. Francis, please.
Okay, thank you, Mayor. The same thing applies here, where we need to extend the date of the contract. This MOU will allow us to do that until we can get a new contract finalized.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Roll call, please.
Mike Brawley.
Yes.
Tom Martindale.
Yes.
Dan Hall.
Yes.
Melody Cranford.
Yes.
Shirley Hilton Flannery.
Yes.
Tracy Hous.
Yes.
Jamie Stout.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Derek Reed.
Yes.
Mayor Patrick Kell.
Yes. Item passes. Number 21, please.
Consider approval of a memorandum of understanding between the International Association of Firefighters, Local Number 57, and the City of Muskogee to continue the current collective bargaining agreement for the fiscal year ending June 30, 2025, until a new CBA is approved or take other necessary action.
Mr. Francis.
Thank you, Mayor. Same song, third verse. Doing the same thing on this one.
So moved.
We have a motion.
Second.
Second. Roll call.
Mike Brawley.
Yes.
Tom Martindale.
Yes.
Dan Hall.
Yes.
Melody Cranford.
Yes.
Shirley Hilton Flannery.
Yes.
Tracy Hous.
Yes.
Jamie Stout.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Derek Reed.
Yes.
Mayor Patrick Kell.
Yes. Item passes. Number 22, please.
Consider approval of a professional services master agreement between Olson, Inc. and the City of Muskogee for airport engineering services at the Muskogee-Davis Regional Airport as recommended by the Airport Board, or take other necessary action.
Mr. Tyler Evans.
Hey, good afternoon, Mayor, members of council. Deputy Director Kelly Bowling is the current acting airport manager. I'd like for her to speak on this agenda item and the next one, if you don't mind.
Thank you. Good evening, Kelly.
Hello. Good evening, Mayor, members of council. This agenda item is for your approval of a professional service master agreement between Olson and the City of Muskogee for engineering services at Muskogee-Davis Regional Airport. The FFA requires the city to select an engineering firm to perform future airport project engineering and consulting services for the upcoming 5-year capital improvement plan. The Airport Engineer Consulting Selection Committee and the Airport Board have both unanimously selected Olson as the most qualified firm to represent Muskogee-Davis Regional Airport. The Master Agreement for Professional Services is a baseline agreement which outlines the terms and conditions of services provided. Staff recommends approval, and I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Any questions?
Move for approval.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Roll call.
Mike Brawley.
Yes.
Tom Martindale.
Yes.
Dan Hall.
Yes.
Melody Cranford.
Yes.
Shirley Hilton Flannery.
Yes.
Tracy Hous.
Yes.
Jamie Stout.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Derek Reed.
Yes.
Mayor Patrick Kell.
Yes. Item passes. Thank you, Kelly.
Welcome.
Let's see. Okay, again. Item number 23.
Receive an update on the status of the demolition of Hangar T-205 and take other necessary action.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Due to high winds from the weather pattern on June 3rd, the World War II hangar partially collapsed. Due to the condition of the hangar and the fact that there was pieces flapping in the wind and it was very unstable, the Director of Emergency Management, Tyler Evans, the Director of Public Works, Mike Stewart, the City Manager, Kendall Francis, and myself declared an emergency to get the rest of the building on the ground. This was to help prevent additional debris from blowing out onto the taxiway and the runway and causing issues there. And to help prevent the building from collapsing even further. On Friday, June 6th, the insurance company gave us the okay to get the building on the ground, and on Sunday, June 8th, the building was strategically brought down to minimize the amount of debris as much as possible. We are currently gathering quotes to have the debris hauled off and are waiting to hear from the insurance company. Anybody have any questions on that?
Any questions?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Kelly, I might add, you're doing a great job. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Roll call?
No, no action.
No action needed. Okay. Next, we'll go with 24.
Consider approval to authorize the city manager or his designee to execute a professional services agreement with Eric Tabor, attorney at law, for the fiscal year July 1, 2025 through June 30, 2026, to provide representation for the city in workers' compensation court or take other necessary action.
Ms. Bodenhammer.
Thank you, Mayor. This is a professional services agreement with Eric Tabor. Eric Tabor specializes in workers' compensation law. It is pretty much a kind of niche law area, and he is only going to charge the city $115 an hour for work. This contract is for approval up to $50,000 So we need authority for the city manager to be able to execute this agreement. And last year, he was well under the 50,000.
Any other questions?
Move for approval. Second.
We have a motion and a second. Roll call.
Mike Brawley?
Yes.
Tom Martindale?
Yes.
Dan Hall?
Yes.
Melody Cranford?
Yes.
Shirley Hilton Flannery?
Yes.
Tracy Hous?
Yes.
Jamie Stout?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Derek Reed?
Yes.
Mayor Patrick Kell?
Yes. Item passes. Number 25, please.
Consider approval of 2 professional services agreements engaging attorney Angel Clark of the firm, is it Steedley? Steidley and Neal, to represent the city in the ongoing tort claim, case number CJ-24-386, or take other necessary action.
Ms. Bodenhammer.
Thank you. This is an agreement with Steidley and Neal, and specifically with Angel Clark of that firm. We have an ongoing tort claim case, and OMAG represents us on part of this, and the other part of it is above the insurance coverage. So we have to have the attorneys on board to cover that overage, and they will only bill us for work specifically connected with that overage. And I recommend approval.
Any questions?
Move for approval.
We have a motion and a second. Roll call, please.
Mike Brawley?
Yes.
Tom Martindale?
Yes.
Dan Hall?
Yes.
Melody Cranford?
Yes.
Tracy Hous?
Yes.
Jamie Stout?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Derek Reed?
Yes.
Mayor Patrick Kell?
Yes. Item passes. Number 26, please.
Consider approval of a professional services agreement to engage attorney Eli Bland from the firm Steidley and Neal to represent the city on the remaining 3 inverse condemnation actions due to the lead attorney leaving the firm, or take other necessary action.
Ms. Bodenhammer.
Thank you. This final contract is for professional services on the 3 remaining inverse condemnation actions. The attorney who was working on these left the firm and is no longer available to represent us. However, we are mainly going to keep Eli from that firm on for historical knowledge of the cases, because he's been working on them alongside the former attorney, Sean McKelvey, but I have pretty much taken the lead on these cases. But I do recommend approval just in case we need Eli Bland.
Move for approval.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Roll call, please.
Mike Brawley?
Yes.
Tom Martindale?
Yes.
Dan Hall?
Yes.
Melody Cranford?
Yes.
Tracy Hous?
Yes.
Jamie Stout?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Derek Reed?
Yes.
Mayor Patrick Kell?
Yes. Item passes. Number 27, please.
Consider approval of the reappointment of Tracy McGee to the Muskogee Tourism Authority Board to serve a 4-year term beginning August 1, 2025, and ending on July 31, 2029, or take other necessary action.
Councilor Melody Cranford.
Yes, this is my appointment. We all know Tracy McGee. She is a former council member, and they are doing some different things over at tourism, and she would like to stay there on that board, and so I recommend approval.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Roll call, please.
Mike Brawley?
Yes.
Tom Martindale?
Yes.
Dan Hall?
Yes.
Melody Cranford?
Yes.
Shirley Hilton Flannery?
Yes.
Tracy Hous?
Yes.
Jamie Stout?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Derek Reed?
Yes.
Mayor Patrick Kell?
Yes. Item passes. Number 28, please.
Consider approval of the appointment of Cynthia Kennedy to the Muskogee Tourism Authority to serve a 4-year term, filling the expiring term of Tracy Cole, beginning August 1, 2025, and ending on July 31, 2029, or take other necessary action.
Councilor Martindale.
Yes, staff has recommended Ms. Kennedy for that position. I move we approve.
Second.
Great.
We have a motion and a second. Roll call, please.
Mike Brawley?
Yes.
Tom Martindale?
Yes.
Dan Hall?
Yes.
Melody Cranford?
Yes.
Shirley Hilton Flannery?
Yes.
Tracy Hous?
Yes.
Jamie Stout?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Derek Reed?
No.
Mayor Patrick Kell?
Yes. Item number 29, please.
Consider approval of the appointment of Charles Crawford to the Historic Preservation Commission to serve a 3-year term, filling the expiring term of Julie McComb beginning August 1, 2025, and ending July 31, 2029, or take other necessary action.
Councilor Martindale.
Yes, the Historic Preservation Commission
has an empty seat on the board. Mr. Crawford has filed the application. Staff recommends it. I move for approval.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Roll call, please.
Mike Brawley?
Yes.
Tom Martindale?
Yes.
Dan Hall?
Yes.
Melody Cranford?
Yes.
Shirley Hilton Flannery?
Yes.
Tracy Hous?
Yes.
Jamie Stout?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Derek Reed?
Abstain.
Mayor Patrick Kell?
Yes. Item passes. Number 30, please.
Consider approval of the reappointment of Michelle Ferris to the Muskogee Housing Authority, serving a full 3-year term beginning August 1, 2025, and ending July 31, 2028, or take other necessary action.
Councilor Tom Martindale.
Again, Ms. Ferris is a strong applicant. We have an opening there. Staff recommends approval. I move we approve.
A second it.
We have a motion and a second. Roll call, please.
Mike Brawley?
Yes.
Tom Martindale?
Yes.
Dan Hall?
Yes.
Melody Cranford?
Yes.
Shirley Hilton Flannery?
Yes.
Tracy Hous?
Yes.
Jamie Stout?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Derek Reed?
Yes.
Mayor Patrick Kell?
Yes. Item passes. Number 31, please.
Consider approval of the reappointment of Michael Gregg to the Muskogee Tourism Authority Board to serve a 4-year term beginning August 1, 2025, and ending on July 31, 2029, or take other necessary action.
Councilor Dan Hall.
Yes, this is my appointment, Mr. Gregg. He was a VP for marketing and commercial at Acme Engineering for several years. He retired from there. Avid drag car racer at his illustrious young age, and he's very active in our city. Sometimes people don't like him being that active, but he is. But I definitely ask for approval for him to be on the tourism board.
Second?
We have a motion and a second. Roll call, please.
Mike Brawley?
Yes.
Tom Martindale?
Yes.
Dan Hall?
Yes.
Melody Cranford?
Yes.
Shirley Hilton Flannery?
Yes.
Tracy Hous?
Yes.
Jamie Stout?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Derek Reed?
Yes.
Mayor Patrick Kell?
Yes. Item passes. Number 32, please.
Consider approval of the appointment of Karen Cox to the Muskogee Housing Authority to serve a 3-year term, filling the expired term of Faye Waits, beginning August 1, 2025, and ending July 31, 2028, or take other necessary action.
Councilor Dan Hall.
Yes, this is my appointment. Ms. Cox is the owner and real estate agent for Remax and Associates. We had a conversation at an event, and she was wanting to get more involved in our city, and I thought this would be a perfect opportunity for her to get involved, and she graciously said yes. So I asked for approval for her to be on the board.
I'd second it.
We have a motion and a second. Roll call.
Mike Brawley?
Yes.
Tom Martindale?
Yes.
Dan Hall?
Yes.
Melody Cranford?
Yes.
Shirley Hilton Flannery?
Yes.
Tracy Hous?
Yes.
Jamie Stout?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Derek Reed?
Yes.
Mayor Patrick Kell?
Yes. Item passes. Number 33, please.
Consider approval of the recommendation by the City of Muskogee Foundation Board of Directors reappointing Ernie Gilder to serve as board chair for a 1-year term beginning August 1, 2025, and ending July 31, 2026, or take other necessary action.
Councilor Jamie Stout.
Yes, the next few items come from recommendation from the foundation board. This one is reappointing Ernie to the board and putting him in as our chair, and he'll continue to do a great job. So I moved for approval.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Roll call.
Mike Brawley?
Yes.
Tom Martindale?
Yes.
Dan Hall?
Yes.
Melody Cranford?
Yes.
Shirley Hilton Flannery?
Yes.
Tracy Hous?
Yes.
Jamie Stout?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Derek Reed?
Yes.
Mayor Patrick Kell?
Yes. Item passes. Number 34.
Consider approval of the recommendation by the City of Muskogee Foundation Board of Directors reappointing Jenny Bell to serve a 6-year term beginning August 1, 2025, and ending July 31, 2031, or take other necessary action.
Councilor Jamie Stout.
Yes, again, Jenny was recommended, she was filling a vacant term, and so this is her to serve a full term, so we move for approval.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Roll call.
Mike Brawley?
Yes.
Tom Martindale?
Yes.
Dan Hall?
Yes.
Melody Cranford?
Yes.
Shirley Hilton Flannery?
Yes.
Tracy Hous?
Yes.
Jamie Stout?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Derek Reed?
Yes.
Mayor Patrick Kell?
Yes. Item passes. Number 35.
Consider approval of the recommendation by the City of Muskogee Foundation Board of Directors reappointing Eric Anderson to serve a 6-year term beginning August 1, 2025, ending July 31, 2031, or take other necessary action.
Councilor Jamie Stout.
Yes, comes from a recommendation from the foundation. Again, Eric was filling a term, and so this is reappointing him to serve a full term, and I move for approval.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Roll call.
Mike Brawley?
Yes.
Tom Martindale?
Yes.
Dan Hall?
Yes.
Melody Cranford?
Yes.
Shirley Hilton Flannery?
Yes.
Tracy Hous? Jamie Stout?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Derek Reed?
Yes.
Mayor Patrick Kell?
Yes. Item passes. Thank you, everybody. We now adjourn our meeting.